just when you thought your Thursday evening couldn't get any more exciting, Valve decided to drop a completely new handheld console on us without any warning whatsoever. Welcome to the Steam Deck. So, just when you were all sitting waiting for your Nintendo Switch Pros, Valve was sitting in the darkness in the corner of the room thinking, and then bam, they've just released this handheld console on us without any warning whatsoever. And this is fascinating, really, really interesting. So I'm going to take you over some of the specs and some of the features that they've just released. Again, this is brand new, so I'm going to be discovering this along with you. So I'm going to go through the release details they've given us and see what we can find. So here it is, the Steam Deck. Now, first of all, I'm slightly disappointed that they haven't continued the plumbing Steam Valve theme going on and just gone with the Steam Deck. Pretty boring name, if I'm honest, I think. But the only other names I could come up with were things involving flanges and ballcocks. So they were probably wise to steer clear of any plumbing themed names. But anyway, they've gone for the Steam Deck, and here it is. Now, it's a 7-inch screen. It's a huge device. And what they've actually said that this is a standalone device. So this is not just a screen mirroring device. This is a standalone device that can play, I'm not going to say all your games, but it can play a wide variety of your games. Because it's based on SteamOS, which is all based on Linux. So not every single game is going to run on here, but a big majority will. Now, the reason why this is fascinating is because this will give indie developers a brilliant new platform to focus on. I don't know how popular this is going to be because it is pretty pricey. So I'll come back to the specs. So let's just go over the prices now so you're not all shocked. Okay, so here we go. It's in pounds, of course. $349 for the internal storage. These are the internal storage. So $349 for the 64 gig, $459 for the 256 gig, and $569 for the 512. They are all SSDs, but these two models, the 512 and the 256 models, are actually on NVMe SSD drives, so they are quicker. They are going to be better. I mean, this is the 349 one is the budget token gesture one, to be honest. As you can see here, all you do is get a small storage space and a carrying case. That's it. They really don't want you to buy this one. When at 349, this is pretty pricey. If you want the top one, 569, that's a lot of money. I think dollars, I think that works out at like $649. So it's not a small investment. But you do get Steam Community Profile Bundle, fastest storage, premium anti-glare etched glass. Are they saying that the screen? I don't know if the screen's going to look better on the higher one, or if it's just got more protection. I don't know. Again, the details are not massively clear yet, as we haven't seen one. But fascinating stuff. So if you want to have a look at the specs, then it's got a 7-inch screen. Like I said, 7-inch touch screen, which is fascinating as well. Really cool. A couple of mics there, which is interesting because you still have pretty much all your Steam features here, which include Steam Chat, the store, everything is still on here, and it's basically a PC. So it's just a PC running Linux. So if you wanted to, not sure why you would want to, but if you wanted to, you could just wipe this completely and install Windows on here if you wanted to. Again, not really sure what the point of that is, but you can do. That's what they're saying. So it is just a PC in handheld format. Now, I know we've seen a few devices try this in the past, and in the last year, there's been a couple of devices released that are like this, just basically a PC in your hand. So it's really interesting that Steam have gone this direction, and they've added features that these other devices just haven't thought about or haven't got the integration that this will obviously have coming from Steam. For instance, the trackpads, that's a fascinating one. So we go back to this here. They've got 2 trackpads here. And they are for games, which is really forward thinking, for games that do require a mouse. So if you need a mouse for your game, you know what it's like trying to use a thumbstick. It's a nightmare. And they've included 2 thumbsticks. And they do work in FPS as well. Again, not sure how good that's going to be, but you can do it. You have a dedicated Steam button there. Look at that. What have we got here? We've got a volume headphone jack, an actual headphone jack. Amazing. a fan, because this thing's going to be pumping out some heat, I'm going to imagine, because they usually do, the PC type style ones. And this is actually based on an AMD APU, so it's going to be all integrated, so it's going to be pumping out some heat. So it'll be interesting to see when we get hands on this to see what it's actually like. Type C, USB Type C, I'm going to assume that's for charging, because I don't think there's a charging port anywhere else, so I'm going to assume the Type C port is for charging. Another really interesting feature that I saw is that you can actually use this as a docked PC. So you can just connect a keyboard and a mouse and a monitor and just dock this on your desk and use it as a little PC to play games or to browse the web. Again, I don't know why you would do that, to be fair, because if you've got 700 quid or whatever it was, £649 to spend, yeah, there's better ways of getting desktop performance by just buying a cheaper PC, to be honest. But the option's there, you can do that, so that's really cool. Next up, let's keep going through the release thing they've given us here. So I'm not going to go through the specs too much because it's boring, really. So you've got 720p resolution. Again, it doesn't need to be 1080p on a screen that's 7 inches. It's no problem. So 720p, and that is the reason it's going to pump out some brilliant performance. 60 hertz screen, again, it's what you can expect. Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, of course. Audio channels, yeah, great power. Yeah, the input is 45 watt USB Type C. There we go. That's what it was for. Interesting, you can expand the storage. So you can put a micro SD card in there and expand your storage. So the 64 gig model may well be doable if you can get a quick enough card. But of course, you're going to have to check the prices on the cards, and then you may as well get the next model up and then add another card later, if you see what I mean. But again, it's just going to be down to budgets. So the desktop is actually KDE Plasma. That's interesting. KDE. That's not the quickest, that's not the most resource-friendly desktop environment to be using, but that's interesting they've gone for that. Okay, what else have we got here? Official dock. Oh, okay, so this is actually the dock. So it's a very, like, I don't want to say switch style, but a switch style dock that you just dock. This is where you connect it to your PC. So you've got a DisplayPort connection, HDMI 2, power in, Ethernet. Again, the Nintendo Switch has just added an Ethernet option, which is mad that they didn't in the first place, but Valve have included one there. Great. And there you go. Very cool. So that's the specs of it anyway. So let's keep looking. Let's keep going along. So start shipping December 21. To the United States, Canada, and European Union, and the United Kingdom. Now we're tagged on the end now that we get our own little and. Great. So that's where it's available. And what other information have we got here? Software. Let's just go into software. So welcome to your new home. Okay, the new home screen is everything you love about Steam in one place. Home is where you'll find the things that you need. Dive back into the game when you. Oh, okay. So basically, what they're saying is that you can continue your game, so the cloud syncing is still going to work on this device. So you log in with your Steam account, of course, and then you can save the game and then continue the game later on your PC or Steam Deck, whichever way you're going, of course. They have also said that they are working on trying to get it to switch like naturally quick. So if you're playing on PC, you can pause the game and then pick up your Steam Deck, need to sort that name out, and then continue the game later on the same pause, if you know what I mean, from the PC. But that's not working yet, but they are working on it apparently. Okay, let's carry on. So that's the cloud safe community to store remote play. Okay, so you can use it as a remote play device, which is interesting. And I saw some people. I've got some more videos here for you to see. Okay, so you see here now. You see the. Obviously, it's going to get massive Switch comparisons, but let me just grab something. Really, again, it's going to be getting Switch comparisons, but I think it's more like the Wii U. Look at that! Look at that design. Very, very similar. So the thing is why it's because you've got the analog sticks at the top here, which is an unusual place to put the analog sticks, to be honest. But being the size of the device, it makes it much more comfortable because you've actually got hand space to hold it with, which is where the Switch struggles because it's too small, and you have to add like the little case on to actually hold it, which is really annoying. Where this comes built in, so Wii U is much better, much more comfortable. So it reminded me straight away of this, which is lovely to play. I love the Wii U; it's brilliant. So that's what they've gone with. You've got all the Pro controller settings. So again, let me put this down. I'll show you. So if we go back to the screen here, I'll show you on the back if I can see the back of the image. Is it going to show me the back of the image somewhere? Back of the device? It's not going to show me. But on the back of the device, you actually have the triggers on the back, so you can customize them to be however you want. And as you can see here, she's using the thumbstick, the trackpad, to use the mouse cursor. As you can see, that's a good example there, which is great. And again, look how comfortable it looks. It doesn't look like she's struggling there with the angles of her thumbs and fingers, so that's really cool. Being as this is a slightly lower powered device, this is going to be brilliant for any indie developers out there. Create your game to make sure it runs on the Linux platform, or on SteamOS at least. You know, it's kind of the same thing. Because then your game is going to look gorgeous on these. It's like basically it's a great chance for you to get your game on a Switch style device, a handheld device. Now, this is never going to be the take up that the Switch has got. It's never going to be as popular as that. There's no way, not at this price. But it's a very, very cool device, and it shows you where everybody's thinking. Going into the handheld, obviously the Switch has got several different models now, which is working really well for them. And this is just completely out of the blue. So I just thought it'd be fascinating to just take you through, if you hadn't seen the news, and just have a look. So if you go to your Steam, if you open up your Steam account now, this is on the homepage. You can see all this now. Hardware. So we've got, here we go. This is a better one for you. So let me drag. Thumbsticks, they look pretty good. Triggers there on the back. And you can see here, can you see these little grip buttons? There you go. So there's the customizable buttons that you've got on the back, which gives you loads of options for controls, which is fantastic. And again, there we go, gyro as well. Didn't even talk about that. It's got gyro to control and see things. That's really, really nice. Don't know what it's like to be a developer to develop your game with gyro, but you got the option there. And again, of course, it's a touch screen, so you can type messages and use it as a little keypad. Concerns that I will have for it, he's playing Doom on there. Look at that, Doom Eternal. Impressive. Concerns for me are battery life. This is going to absolutely munch batteries, isn't it? So I don't really... It's one of these weird devices, because it's portable. Okay, but how portable really is it? Who's taking their 650 quid handheld out on the bus? Not many people. So I'm not sure how portable it actually is. I'm not really sure the use case of it, because it's not that portable because it's huge. Battery life is probably only going to be a couple of hours maximum. And again, the noise and the heat. What does it sound like being run at whatever speed or whatever game you're playing, and what type of heat is it going to be pumping out? So yeah, so they are a couple of concerns. And again, if it's connected to your Steam account, if you're out and about, you haven't got Wi-Fi all the time. How are you going? Is it going to let you download games and play them? Is it always going to ask for the Steam syncing service to sync to the cloud? Can you save it offline? I assume so. Don't know how it's going to work. Not quite sure. So 40 watt battery. So how long is it saying? Okay, so it's saying the maximum battery life is approximately 7 to 8 hours. Again, I'm not convinced. That's always wrong. There's no way you're getting 7 to 8 hours unless you're using it sat on the desk as a clock. So I'll be amazed if you get anywhere near that. I'm going to say it's going to be more like 3 to 4 hours tops playing games, because I'd be amazed. Anyway, well, hey, who knows? But there you go. So it's just basically, like I said, it's a mini PC with Steam on it. Very exciting, very cool new device to check out. So there you go. So I thought you'd just like to just do a quick intro video to that. If you hadn't seen the news, jump on your Steam account, go and check all this info out. There's actually quite a lot of info, to be fair, to check out. So go check it out. There you go. Looks gorgeous. Great design. And there you go. There's your little intro to the Steam Deck. Again, if you've got any suggestions for a better name, again, Steam Flange. I'm going for Steam Flange. Who's with me? If you're with me, let me know in the comments. Okay, until next time, enjoy, and let me know if you're going to pick one up. I'd love to know if anybody's actually going to pick this up. I would love one. I'm not sure about the price. It's very, very pricey. I'm not sure, but I'd love to know if you are. Okay, until next time. Goodbye.